Hey, welcome to Emocionalmente, the mythology of marketing and business strategy based on emotional intelligence. And today, I'm going to share with you the big benefits that a business can take from emotional intelligence. And we're going to focus on three aspects of business, very broad aspect of the business. Number one, the business itself. Number two, the communication aspect of the business. And number three, the customer experience. How can we all benefit from emotional intelligence? Okay, so let's dive right in. First of all, I want to share with you the business aspect. And the business always starts with an idea. It's an idea that you have, and that idea, it's already an insight of what can you offer? What do you see that the market needs? How can I help that market? You might be offering a service, you might be offering a product. You want to bring something from your idea to the world. And that's already self-awareness. That's already how am I going to bring this idea to the world? And then second, how am I going to share it? I'm going to do the infrastructure. How am I going to make it a business? How am I going to make money out of this idea? How am I going to sell it? How am I going to set it up? How do I feel comfortable setting this idea up? So that's very important when you're able to be self-aware of how do you feel, that mindset where you are at, and how you're going to bring it to the world. And then second of all, how you're going to communicate this idea. How going to you bring it out? So this is the basic of business. That's where the business starts. Then you have the second part of that business, which is your team. Once you build your team, once you have your workforce, how is this workforce going to be able to bring this idea? How they're going to put it to work? So then you have a team in your production. You have a sales team. You have a customer service team. You have the leadership, the management, how they're going to manage that team. So always when you're able to become that self-awareness, that when the person is able to realize of how they feel, how they're going to motivate, how they're going to inspire others, how am I going to deliver this product, how I'm going to negotiate this product, they trust the product, is it a really solution for the people? So that is so important. That's the most important part of building that team. Is everybody in the same boat? Is everybody feeling comfortable with selling or being part of this service or product? I'm saying selling, but it could be any aspect in the business, human resources, working for the business. Everybody's in the same boat, everybody in their different departments, everybody on their own role, but the whole boat is going with one destination, with the same destination, either the vision, the objective of that business, of that company. So that's the important part. When everybody is able to be self-aware, they can self-manage, recognize others people's emotions so they can navigate through it with the best communication skills, getting things moving forward, getting things done. And that's all has to do with it. How do I inspire and motivate people to get their stuff or their part done? So once you realize that part of the business and how you can integrate, inspire, consult, bring that skill to develop in your team, now you're making your team more productive. The reason why your team becomes more productive, one of the biggest thing is the work environment, how they're feeling working. Then number two, how they're working as a team. Are they truly working as a team, or they're just those rough communications? They don't get along with one each other, or they're just competing for the hell of the competition. So those are the things that you gotta look into it and realize, how am I going to improve that environment, which is healthy in one side, and then in the other side is way more productive, and people feel more comfortable working for you. Then besides all of this, we're going to keep talking about this, and then in the customers aspect of it, but all this that I'm saying about the business and your team and your leaders and everybody in your work, even the idea, how you're delivering this idea, becomes part of the customer experience and the culture. Customer experience, it's magic. It's just pure magic. It's how people walk in, things end up working out. without forcing them, just in the genuine way, and a customer walks out very happy with their needs fulfilled, and they just enjoy their customer experience. And the culture is what people feel, which is pretty much that customer experience. Then we go to the communication, and that communication is very important, because once you set your business, once you have your idea and you have made it a business, a service, a product, how are you going to communicate? How are you going to find in that big market your clients, your customers? How are you going to let them know that you have a good that will fulfill their needs? And sometimes you actually have to make those customers aware that they might have a need, and at the same time find within you the solution. So all of this is being played through the communication process that you're delivering, which is the marketing strategies. And nowadays, with all this technology, you can do a podcast, you can do a blog, you can have a website, you can have social media, you can do so many things that you can go and reach all those customers, all that market, and actually, find your customers. So that's in the communication process. Then you have your sales team. Is your sales team, if they have that emotional intelligence, that EQ skill developed, is that sales process fine, works together, they build trust, the customers feel understood of their needs, and then someone is really taking care of them, or it's just a sales. So that makes a big difference, and like I said, also contributes with the customer experience, with the culture of your business. And that customer experience and culture, it's what actually makes your business unique. Even though there are other ones offering the same service, but yours is unique because of the culture, the way people feel once they walk into your business. And that has a lot to do with this insight of all your team working together and inspired. It's that energy in the environment. So that's why it's so important. So like I said, in the communication process, you're going to have it on the marketing process and also on your team. Once they are doing those communication with their customers, they're doing that sales process, they have your customer service, you have that negotiations. That is right there. How is that environment? And number 3 is the customer. How, like I said earlier, how is that customer going to recognize a need? Like sometimes they just walk into a restaurant, they don't know what they want to eat. And if you have a great waitress, and that person comes up and be like, what do you feel like eating today? You want some proteins, you want vegetable, you want a hot food, you want a cold plate, you feel like a sandwich. Like you start asking questions and figuring it out, those insights that person's sharing with you. And then from there, if this waitress have that emotional intelligence skill, will be able to offer a great plate, not only for the price, but because the customer will have and it will enjoy a good meal, and he will leave happy because the meal was good, because the waitress took care of him like in a very, very unique way, and that becomes part of your culture. So that customer experience has a lot to do. How do you understand them? Then the other and then the reason I was saying this is because they gotta learn that they might have a need that they're just not aware of. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, I'm missing something. And that's one thing that we as consultants go to businesses. You have your business, everything is working fine, but you can do better. You can increase those numbers. Your team can do better. But what the problem is, you might not know it. You might not realize it. That's the diagnostic part. So once we come in, you realize, and that's something that you got to do also with your customers, offering your products, offering your services. Hey, you know what? This is happening because of this situation, and my product will come up and be able to, fulfill that need, and you're going to see how that process is going to improve. So that way, that customer realize, oh, you know what? I got to be aware of this, and now he's offering me the solution. Let's go and try it. So that customer experience is very important. You're going to be able to make them feel understood on their needs. Then they're going to start trusting you. That's what we call rapport. And then that becomes the culture, the customer experience. Number 2, identify them. How do they feel before you actually, bring all that marketing campaign? How do they feel? Who are they? What are the trends? What audience are you trying to search for? Or how do you come up with communication strategies in different audience and age, gender. It's all diverse. The lifestyle, the product, the service that you might be offering. So all these insights, it's what you're going to be looking for and sensing with emotional intelligence. Because remember, emotional intelligence is what self-awareness, and not only self-awareness but social awareness. So you're being aware of others people's situations, you're being empathic, and then also you're going to be able to manage yourself and manage relationships, communication skills. You're going to be able to do, you're going to be able to be empathic, you're going to be able to exchange that motivational, inspirational communications, which can actually bring up more deals, or make the deal even better because of the whole experience, because you're looking forward to help that customer, and that's how you're going to get all those benefits. There's two big benefits out of this. The number one benefit of every business is the profit, the money that you're already making. And the second big benefit of this is the pride of the vision and objective of your business. You're being able to help those customers. That's what you did. That's my job being done. And how do you feel about that job you did? How do you feel like, my company it's taking care of this? Let's say all these airlines, how do they feel knowing that they're moving the world? All these businessmen traveling around the world on their flights or vacations or family, communicating the world. Those CEOs are, my company is able to communicate and transport thousands and thousands of people a day, a year. So that's when you take that pride. And not only that, when everything works that fine, when there's a good culture, when there's a good environment of work, when there's all that good vibe, people will feel it. And it becomes a very nice customer experience. And that's the best part of it, because we all know that in marketing, mouth to mouth, it's the best market out there. So those customers will become your promoters, and they're going to be genuine promoters, great genuine promoters, because when people love what they did, love how things worked out, they want to share it. They just feel like they got to share it. It's not like you're going to be, which it works, but you're going to be, you know what, I'm going to give you a gift card if you give me a review on Google. Now they might give you a review, this was an excellent experience, food was good price. But it's not the same thing when they actually share a name, share a menu, they share about the location, about their own experience. People, when they read those reviews, they get to know, they make it becomes a feeling. It becomes like an emotional story being told through a review. So that's the good thing about when you're able to develop this skill within your team, or you can create workshop for your teams. You can train one of your leaders, one of your managers, and then that person can start spreading out this energy out to the team, and that's how everything starts working. So in those three aspects of a business, in the business itself, how are you going to bring that idea out, which is pretty much how you're going to communicate it. So it becomes a strategy. The strategy, how to build your business, make it a business, make that idea a business. Either if it's a service or if it's a product, how can you sell it? What's the strategy of selling it? Then the strategy of communicating it. And once you want to communicate it, who's your customer? How do customers behave? What are the trendings? What's the lifestyle? What's the best genders? It depends. And everything, all of this that I'm talking about is how you're going to be socially aware of those insights being out there. And once you recognize them and you do the right communications with the right word, it will communicate with it will bring all those customers. And then if your team is well trained, they have this skill, they have this energy uplifting, then all that becomes a customer experience. It will become your whole culture, which is the most important thing, because it's what makes your business unique, the culture. And like I said, culture is magic. That is magic. It's just an experience. It's a great experience at a place that had the right measured strategy to share that idea, to communicate that idea, and to make that customer feel it great. So those are the three good benefits, or the three good focuses, aspects of a business that can very much take advantage of emotional intelligence. In the next videos, I'm going to be talking more detail How can we work with a leader? How can we work with a team? How can we work with the marketing aspect of it? How can we work with the idea when you're starting up as a startup? So in every single week, we're going to come up with a new post and a new video. You can go to my website, which is emocionalmente.com, and over there you're going to go and read our post, and it'll give you insights. You can communicate us, you can contact us, and then we can work from there. We can give you a free consultation to see how can we help you. All right, so hope I see you next time. If you have any questions, you can comment out down there. If you want to keep watching our videos in all those different topics more into detail, just hit the bell so you can get notified. Just give it a like so you can help me up to increase my views. That's how everything works. And if you want some other topics that you want me to comment on, just comment it up down there. Just put your comment down there, and then I'll look into it, and then I'll make a video on it. All right, thank you for sharing, thank you for being with us, and just keep it up, guys. Keep it up. The business is out there, the market is out there, and they need all that creativity that we all have. All right, enjoy it.